What happens when two powerful women in entertainment collide over something deeply personal? What unfolded between Trisha Yearwood and Kelly Clarkson was unlike anything seen on daytime TV. The tension was so heavy it was almost visible. And by the end, one of country music's biggest names walked off stage in front of millions watching at home. Before we dive into what truly happened, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment below, because this story will leave you speechless. The Kelly Clarkson show was supposed to be just another friendly appearance for Trisha. She came to promote her new cookbook, share sweet stories about life with Garth Brooks, and maybe sing a little tune for the audience. Kelly, as always, was well prepared, ready with questions to highlight Trisha's charm and warmth. The crowd buzzed with excitement, phones in hand, expecting another lighthearted celebrity chat. But as soon as Trisha stepped on stage, something seemed off. Her smile looked tight, her stance a bit tense, and there was a guarded look in her eyes that Kelly noticed right away. The first few minutes went smoothly, with Kelly praising Trisha's recipes and asking about her inspiration for mixing Southern comfort dishes with healthy choices. "Cooking has always been my therapy," Trisha said, her tone carrying an edge most didn't notice. "When life gets complicated, when people start making assumptions about your private life, the kitchen is where I find peace." Kelly raised her eyebrows slightly. That wasn't where she expected the talk to go. "That's beautiful, Trisha," Kelly replied. "And speaking of your personal life, you and Garth seem so happy. What's the secret to keeping the spark alive after all these years?" The question hung in the air. Trisha's jaw tightened before she answered carefully. "The secret is respecting boundaries. Knowing some things should stay private, even when you're in the spotlight." Kelly immediately sensed the shift. The friendly tone was fading, replaced by tension. She glanced toward her producers, who looked just as confused. "Of course, privacy matters," Kelly said, trying to keep things light. "But your fans love seeing glimpses of your life. The posts, the support, you two are inspiring." Trisha leaned forward slightly. "You know what's not inspiring, Kelly? When talk shows spread rumors about people's marriages based on gossip. When a casual photo turns into drama for entertainment." The room went quiet. Kelly looked surprised. "I'm sorry, Trisha, I'm not sure what you mean." "Oh, I think you do," Trisha replied, her Southern accent sharpening. "Last month on your show, you spent 10 minutes picking apart a photo of me and Garth at dinner. You asked why we sat across from each other, why we weren't holding hands, and hinted maybe something was wrong. All because of one picture." Kelly's face flushed. She remembered that segment. It was part of her celebrity photo discussions, but she hadn't realized it had hurt anyone. "Trisha, that wasn't meant to be cruel. It was just light celebrity talk. I never meant to suggest there were issues in your marriage." "Intent doesn't erase damage," Trisha said, her voice rising. "Do you know what it's like to have your mother crying because a TV host hinted your marriage was falling apart? Or your stepkids worrying that their family might be breaking up? Because of gossip turned into entertainment?" The audience was silent, realizing this was no ordinary interview. Kelly tried to respond, her usual calm slipping. "Trisha, I'm so sorry. I truly didn't know that segment caused you pain." But Trisha wasn't finished. "It's not just you, Kelly. It's the whole culture of turning people's lives into stories for clicks. You think because we're public figures everything is fair game." Kelly tried to steer the talk back. "You're absolutely right, and maybe this can be a learning moment. How do we in the media do better? How do we respect privacy while still connecting with our audiences?" Trisha's face hardened. "You want to know how? Stop pretending you care about boundaries when your whole career is built on crossing them." The words hit like a thunderclap. Kelly went pale. The room grew uneasy. This was no longer just TV. It was personal. "Trisha, that's unfair," Kelly whispered. "I've always tried to be respectful." Trisha let out a bitter laugh. "Respectful? You once aired a segment about celebrity couples possibly heading for divorce, and put me and Garth up on the screen. You talked about him touring without me, hinting something was wrong." "That was taken out of context," Kelly said defensively. "We were discussing challenges couples face in the industry." "Everything is personal when you're the one being discussed," Trisha shot back. "You analyzed my marriage like a case study, breaking down our photos as if you were a relationship expert. You didn't see my husband's face when he watched that." Kelly tried to speak, but Trisha pressed on. And what about when you brought on a nutritionist and used my photos to talk about body image for women over 50? You never asked me if that was okay. You never thought how it would feel to have my body dissected on national TV? The crowd was completely still. Kelly's composure began to crack. Trisha, I remember that, but I was talking about myself, my own weight struggles. Were you? Trisha asked quietly. Because from where I sat, it felt like my recipes and my body were just punchlines. Every time I share something, it gets filtered through judgment about how I look or live. Camera operators zoomed in, sensing this was a defining moment. Kelly took a breath. Trisha, if I hurt you, that wasn't my intention. But why bring this up now on live TV? Trisha's laugh was sharp. Oh, I did reach out. I called your office, I sent emails, even had my publicist contact your team. Every time I was ignored. Kelly looked stunned. I never knew that. Maybe not you, but your people did. And every time, nothing changed, Trisha said firmly. You have power, Kelly. Your words shape how people see us. When you treat lives like stories, there are real consequences. Kelly's voice softened. Then tell me how to make it right. Trisha stood up, emotion shaking her voice. Stop turning people's pain into content. Stop acting like being famous makes us less human. She removed her mic, hands trembling slightly. I've spent years smiling through things like this, but I'm done pretending it's okay. Looking into the camera, she said, To everyone watching, remember, we're real people. We have families, feelings, and we deserve the same respect you'd want for yours. Kelly stood, pleading. Please, Trisha, let's talk this through. We can change things. Trisha paused, her voice calm but powerful. This isn't about being cruel. It's about being heard. For years I stayed quiet. But silence only helps the problem. Tears welled in Kelly's eyes. I never meant harm. I was just sharing stories with my audience. That's the issue, Trisha said, stepping closer. You think you're just sharing, but you're shaping stories that hurt people. The audience watched, silent, realizing they were witnessing a moment that would be remembered for years. Kelly wiped her tears. How do I fix this? By understanding that words matter, Trisha said softly. Every joke, every comment, it all matters. Before you speak, ask yourself, would I want someone saying this about me or my family? If not, don't say it. The room was so still that even the hum of cameras sounded loud. I want to do better, Kelly said. I want to lift people up, not tear them down. Will you help me? Trisha shook her head gently. I can't fix it for you. You have to decide what kind of host and what kind of person you want to be. Change starts with honesty and the will to do better. She looked out toward the audience. Change is possible, but it starts with acknowledging the harm and truly committing to do better. Kelly nodded through tears. I hear you. I promise I'll do the work. As Trisha walked off, she turned one last time. This industry can bring joy, but it also has a duty to remember that behind every story is a human being. The audience sat stunned, the host visibly shaken. Cameras kept rolling as Kelly processed what had just happened, knowing this moment would change her show, and her forever. It wasn't just TV anymore. It was a raw reminder of accountability, courage, and truth. So what do you think? Was Trisha right to confront Kelly publicly, or should she have handled it another way? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe for more behind-the-scenes stories about what really happens in Hollywood.